Welcome to another episode of What If here on the Filmaholic channel. We've been recently doing the MCU, taking it back to 1988, starting it there, 20 years before the MCU actually happened, and this is our version of an MCU that would take place during the 1990s. So today we're going to be talking about Iron Man 3, which came out May 1993. To start things off, I'm going to go ahead and give you my director, and that is Quentin Tarantino. Will be directing my Iron Man 3. Now, the way I see it, Paramount, who is going to be making these films back in the early 90s, they have Phase 1, hugely successful. They're going on to Phase 2. They know they want to kick it off with Iron Man 3. Tony Scott's not coming back to do this one. He's got his own other stuff he's going to do. So they want somebody to come in to make things really different with this Iron Man 3. But they also, they want to shake things up, but they want somebody who knows good. They had just seen Reservoir Dogs. They were blown away by it. They're like, let's bring this and bring it to Iron Man 3, make it edgier. This is going to be the first R-rated Marvel film to come out. And you got Jeff Bridges returning as Tony Stark. You got Meryl Streep as Pepper Potts, Carl Weathers as James Rhodes / War Machine, Randy Quaid as Happy Hogan, and David Bowie as Jarvis. And for the new characters you got coming in this one, you have Harley Kenner, the little kid in this one. That's going to be helping, assisting Tony a little bit throughout the film, giving him a place to stay. And that's the one kid in the early 90s you got to go with, Macaulay Culkin.
Yep.
Bringing him in as Harley. And for the Mandarin, which is really Trevor Slattery, you find that out. But you want somebody, went for like a big name, throw in here. You think that's going to be the villain. It's going to have this awesome voiceover and everything, and that's going to be Sean Connery. That's who the Trevor Slattery is going to be. For another character, which is Maya Hansen, this is a character who comes in who has some little bit of a past romantic relationship with Tony. Turns out to be a villain in the film. I got Pam Grier, bringing her in as Maya Hansen. And for Sabin, this character who works for Audric Killian, which I'll get to in a second. I'm looking at another Tarantino actor here, and that is Tim Roth, bringing him in as Sabin. And then for Audric Killian himself, the ultimate villain in Iron Man 3, I got Kurt Russell, bringing him in as the lead villain in this one. And then for two other casting choices I got is the Vice President and the President. The Vice President, obviously, it turns out to be in on the stuff going on with the Mandarin. And I got Edward James Olmos. He was in Blade Runner with countless other films. He's going to be playing the Vice President in Iron Man 3. And for the President, I got Don Johnson coming in, playing that role. All right, that's your Iron Man 3. See if you can beat mine.
Different.
Okay.
So the director got Ted Kotcheff. So this definitely mimics like First Blood. You got some action, but it's got the PTSD.
Okay.
So obviously that's what they're going to look to. So I got Robin Williams as Iron Man, Pepper Potts Sigourney Weaver, War Machine is Carl Weathers, Happy Hogan's Bob Hoskins, and Jarvis is Peter Weller. For Trevor Slattery, I went a little younger. I went with Song Kang-ho, who's in Parasite. Harley Kenner, Macaulay Culkin. You already said that. That was the only choice for him. Maya Hansen, I went with Emma Thompson. Sabin, I got Michael Biehn, who's in Terminator, Tombstone. It's going to be in the Mandalorian coming up. Vice President Rodriguez, I've got Mark Margolis, who was in Breaking Bad. I think it was was it Hector?
Okay, yeah.
And then President Ellis, I've got Philip Baker Hall, who was in Magnolia, who's the game show host. Those two didn't really want like big names in case I want to use them later. They don't come back, so it doesn't really matter. And then for Eldritch Killian, I've got Bill Nighy as the villain.
Huh.
I want to see him in a darker role. That's it.
Kurt Russell, man. Kurt Russell.
He's Nick Fury, so I don't know how you have him in that role.
Yeah. Yeah, very different versions of Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Is yours PG-13 like their other movies, or is
It's going to be PG-13. My first rated R is going to be the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Wow. Okay. We'll see.
We already
That's interesting.
already had this discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Iron Man 3, guys. The next video we'll be doing is Thor: The Dark World. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel.